What's up, Clashers? Thank you guys for stopping by Galadon Gaming. Today we are focusing specifically on the Bomber. Now, of course, this could be any Builder Hall level 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oop, I just leaked Builder Hall 11. Anyway, seriously, very similar to the Wall Breaker at home, but this is the Bomber and he acts very, very differently. Now, you're most often going to see him being used in conjunction with Giants, the Battle Machine, and Barbarians. The key is that big bomb. The first time the Bomber attacks, it's going to do much more damage than the rest of its attacks. At level 12, it's 350% for that first attack. So you want to try to put that to use, ideally picking off outer structures first with other units so that the bombers can get in and do the major damage to the walls, opening it up right away so that those Giants, archers, and especially barbarians can get in there and wipe out defenses. So much like night witches, the bombers are extremely high value. You need to keep them up. You need to keep them alive if you want to have success in an attack using them. So, like you see Gigantopolis doing right here from Nightmode Clash 9. That's right, there are at least 9 Nightmode Clash clans. If you guys want to join one, they are the top clans in the Builder Village in the entire game. Anyway, back to the attack. Obviously, Gigant doing a great job keeping the bombers alive until the archer and the barb from the guard hut come out and wipe out those two guys. But check this out. That's the other key. He's got relatively long range. He will outrange a crusher. He won't outrange much else, but right here, you're going to see a heroic bomber grab the second star and grab 71% 2-star before he finally goes down. The bombers just so key. Never give up. With one bomber left, oftentimes that can be the difference between a loss and a win. Now, the other problem with bombers is, well, there's a couple. One, you need to protect them from splash damage. Right here, the multi-mortar rains down on the nearest of the bombers. But the other problem with bombers is, remember, they don't target just walls like back at home. They target anything. So that means they will target buildings, but they also will target walls if they're closer. Now, they do much more damage to walls. At level 12, they do 15 times the damage to walls that they do to other structures. So they're going to get through them much more quickly. But if you've got a base that's designed a little bit odd, maybe like this one here, where the walls didn't make much sense, they didn't even spell anything out. I mean, come on, have some imagination. The bombers, finally, when they get done with all of those mess of walls out there in the corner, they're going to come back around, and luckily for Larry the Great, he's got a great giant in here that tanked all the way, and well, until this point. Tanked for a long time, and once again, check it out, Bomber outranging the Crusher, and they are going to take down the Builder Hall for the first star, the Crusher for the second star, or the structure behind it. In any case, you suddenly see heroic bombers all over the place. We will fast forward through the rest of this attack because we went from under 1 star to a high damage 2-star just with bombers. So again, you guys, if you can keep them up until the end of an attack, you're going to see a lot of success. And here, one solitary bomber, he went left instead of right. Otherwise, it would have been at least 80% on this village. Larry the Great with a 73% 2-star. So we will continue on and take a look at some more heroic bombers. This time it's Gallimimus Games from the Full Attack clan. Doing a great job here with just bombers, giants, and barbarians. All right, so this base had a gap in the center, and you'll see Gallimimus, I don't know. You'll see GG dropping a unit in there to probe. Maybe should have dropped another one as he lost a giant to a spring trap. So a bit of a troll hole right there. Yes, I just coined that term. That's the troll hole. Okay, so you got the giants in the middle, and now the giants are tanking for the bombers. So you'll see he dropped a second bomber in that gap, but it doesn't matter because the giants have moved off, and everything off to the left is firing at the giants. The bombers are having their way with this village. Now just a few barbarians are going to move in. Again, you'll notice he waited very patiently for that top giant to move within range of the archer tower before he dropped the barbarians. They never faced any resistance, took out the Builder Hall for the first star, and now it's really up to the bombers right here primarily to get the job done. 44%, 3 bombers are still up, and 2 bombers are still up. And a few barbarians are going to come in from the right-hand side, take out that Tesla. That is going to leave one bomber up. Now, the Crusher, of course, puts a quick end to things like barbarians. Yeah. And giants. The giant way over here on the left is going to come after this Crusher. But check out where we are. 67% right now. So 67%, and the only unit dealing damage successfully is going to be the bomber because, well, El Gigante here, yeah. He didn't even see what hit him. He didn't even turn to face the Crusher and he was gone. But single-handedly, one lone bomber is going to take down a fifth of this village, you guys. So 20% of this village is going to go down in the hands of the bomber. Gotta love that splash damage, damaging multiple buildings at once. So again, the keys to the bomber, utilize that first attack, keep them alive, get a tank in there to protect that bomber, and know their pathing. Know that the bomber is not necessarily going to go after another structure. It may go after a wall that's closer. So take that into account when you're going to deploy those bombers. All right, let's take a look at another attack. This time, we've got Aaron from Nightmode Clash 9. So again, from the Nightmode Clash family of clans. Bombers down on the left-hand side. The giants and the battle machine tanking for those bombers, distracting, well, most of the defenses. The multi-mortar takes out one bomber, and now a steady stream of barbarians is going to move in. And oftentimes with Barbarian Rush, you will only see barbarians and a single camp of bombers being used. If you can strategically drop those barbs with the correct timing, they will get in there, keep the bombers alive, and there's also some very specific timing keys to taking out Crushers with a bunch of barbarians. But we will get to that in a future episode. Right here, once again, the sign of success in any bomber raid is the bombers lasting towards the end. In this case, the Tesla was in the way, otherwise those bombers would have gotten at least 2 or 3 more structures down. Barbarian going to work on the clock tower, and that is going to be the end of this attack. But another solid use of bombers by Aaron, yes, I know his name is Aaron, from Nightmode Clash 9. Okay, let's move on. Hey, I'm a Key and Peele fan. Come on, if you guys don't get that joke, then I just give up. Okay. Last but not least, we're going to take a look at a couple attacks from some Builder Hall 6 guys, and check that first attack from the bombers there. Now, he did lose 2 of the 4 bombers right away, so obviously things could have been executed a little bit better right there. Half of the bombers go down immediately, and anytime that you can avoid that, it's going to be ideal. Now, fortunately for Kyo, well, let's just call him Kyo. Fortunately for Kyo here, the other 2 bombers are successfully being protected by the battle machine and, of course, a mass number of barbarians. This, again, is the Barb Rush tactic. In go the bombers, taking down that second layer of walls. Everybody in, taking down the second star. The Builder Hall is going down. And look how far ahead all the units have gotten from the bombers. You have those 2 bombers. They're stalled now because they're working on the walls. So now the barbs on the left, the battle machine on the right, and the bombers taking their own sweet time. If you could just get that Tesla out of the way, this is a guaranteed 3-star. Here comes the battle machine. He's going to get that Tesla down. And now we know even if everybody else goes down, the bombers will get the job done. And sure enough, the battle machine falls, but here it is. Bombers working their way through wall after wall after wall. Even though we lost 2 right at the outset of this attack, these 2 heroic bombers are going to grab the final 2% and clutch a 3-star win for Kyo from Nightmode Clash. All right, let's get into just one more attack. This is another Nightmode Clash member, another Builder Hall 6 top trophy taker, Mortar Magnate. I love the name, by the way. And notice how he's used a bomber out here by itself. He didn't have to worry about tanking for that bomber because there were no defenses in the area. Now, as the bomber has opened up the walls, then move in the giants and, of course, the barbarians. On the left-hand side, the guard hut units did get to at least 1 of the bombers. Again, you're down to just 2, but that's all you need. Now, he did drop a 3rd, so he was holding 1, which was pretty smart. Okay, he left 1 last bomber in pocket, waiting so that that one would survive, just in case you see what you saw in the last attack, where it's a bomber that's going to outrange all sorts of stuff, and he's going to do so much more damage than, say, a single archer would. So the bombers, again, working on the walls while everybody else is doing the heavy work on the inside. Good use of barbarians. He dropped a couple of backdoor barbs to take out those structures, That is another key to the barb rush tactic, waiting until the interior defenses are targeting the units in the inside and then throwing the barbs in on the outside. A lot like what you would see back in war attacks in Clash of Clans Home Village. And once again, on the right-hand side, bombers take down the Crusher. 2 structures left. Now this time, nobody's going to outrange the cannon, but those barbarians are going to outmuscle the cannon. And sure enough, they move in and just barely manage to take it down with their last breath. The last barbarian strike grabs the 3-star for Mortar Magnet. So yes, dragons are powerful, night witches are cool, but bombers are your true workhorse in Clash of Clans builder base. Use them right and you will get a win every single time. I hereby don't guarantee it. Thank you guys though for watching all the way to the end of this episode. Make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications, have a fantastic rest of your day. That's the most important thing. And please do come back again tomorrow because I'll be here with more full attacks. Galadon, Farmer, wasn't that your nickname in high school?